Hello writers, welcome to my channel. My name is Stace and this is my first ever vlog. So yeah, I have not vlogged before. I don't know how this is going to go. It's going to be a bit of an experiment for me, but it's something that I really wanted to try out. As you guys know, usually my videos are really quite formal. They're very sit down. I always have a word for word script, but I feel like I don't get to spend any time with you guys in a more informal setting, so I thought I would give a vlog a try. So for my first ever vlog, I thought it would be cool to document my editing process when it comes to novels. So on Monday, I'm going to be starting edits for my second novel, fantasy novel, which is called The Dreamsmiths. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. Some of this footage, when you see me working on the edits and stuff, it is going to look like I've just rolled out of bed. And that is going to be because I have in fact just rolled out of bed, because I get up at 6 a.m. every morning, well, 5:45 on weekdays. And then by 6 o'clock, I am downstairs in my dressing gown, sitting either at the table or here with all these pillows and blankets, writing and editing. So you are going to have to excuse the pajamas, the dressing gowns, the bed hair, and the general morning face. But if it's part of the process, it's part of the process. So yeah, if you don't want to see that, now is the time to exit the vlog. But if you would like to stick around with me, then I'll be pretty excited to document this process with you all. So today is Saturday, the 30th of January, and I'm starting edits officially on Monday, but over the weekend I have a little bit of preparation to do. So firstly, we're gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna check over my documents before I start them printing, which is probably gonna take me about half an hour. Yes, for my first drafts, I do physically print off the entire draft and work on paper for all of my edits. You can hear Saber's having the time of her life with a cardboard box in the background, so sorry about that. So we're gonna head upstairs, I'm gonna print the first draft. When that's sorted, I'm going to print my chapter map, which is like my little outline. It has a paragraph summary for every chapter, and I use it as a companion that I work alongside. Saber! Utter chaos. Every time the camera's switched on, just chaos from the cats. So, print the draft, print my chapter map, which is like my outline. It's how I outline, and I always have it by the side of what I'm doing, whether I'm writing or I'm editing. And then I need to go back to the project notebook and make some notes on what I know I'm going to be looking to improve in this draft. So yeah, if any of you vlog more often than me and can see me making some absolute faux pas, please let me know. But other than that, let's start this new adventure. Step into my office. This is where I usually record. You might recognize the wallpaper because I usually sit on that side. So I work from home, and while I am working from home, this is where I work. I have my main monitor, my work laptop, and my personal laptop, which I think Saber is hiding behind. So this is where I normally work. 5 days a week, I'm usually sitting in here with my 3-screen setup. So when I do things that is not actual work, I tend to do my writing downstairs because I don't like being in my work environment when I'm doing something that is not my actual job, and I can focus better downstairs because I can just put the TV on and put a crackling fire on or something. So I've got my trusty hard drive here. I keep all of my projects and the base files for the Scrivener program on here because I don't like having them all saved on my main laptop, just in case, you know, it blue screens or something goes terribly wrong. So my laptop isn't the most expensive one. It had been sold secondhand at a computer fair, so I use it only as a conduit between my hard drive and my work. So I'm going to plug my hard drive in, we're going to print off this entire novel, and then we're going to see where we can go from there. Let's go! It is printed! In the words of Tom Hanks from the film Castaway, yes, look what I have created! I have made writing. Okay, maybe that's slightly paraphrased, but you get the point. So my draft is finally printed. It's pretty thick, not gonna lie. It's about the same length as my first fantasy novel that I did, but I'm one of these unusual people who actually really loves the editing process. So this actually doesn't intimidate me, it just makes me really excited. Because even though I find writing first drafts a lot easier now, and I enjoy that process as well, it's the editing where I really get to make the story a little bit more like what I originally imagined in my head. So cannot wait to get into this on Monday. I had to change my ink cartridge halfway through printing, which I was expecting to happen. I was printing in like tiny little sets of 20 pages at a time because I knew at some point it was going to come up with a warning and I would have to change it. So 226 pages printed and ready to go for Monday. Now today I was going to carry on and write up the notes for the things that I know I need to improve in the draft, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. I started recording this pretty early and I've noticed that most of the fence panels in my garden have been blown into my garden because it was extremely windy last night, apparently. So I'm going to have to go and sort that out, I think. But I'll be back tomorrow to do the notes for the things I know I need to improve and to make sure that I have everything ready. All my equipment, all my pens, the stationery and the other things that I use for edits on Monday. So I'll see you tomorrow. Hello folks, good morning, welcome back. It is now Sunday. I did not sort out my fence panels yesterday because it continued to just be really windy, so I'll sort it out at some point. But, so yes, yesterday I printed my draft. That all looks amazing, sitting ready to go, a big thick chunk of paper, just waiting to be edited, which is awesome. Today, I'm gonna carry on where I left off yesterday, and I'm gonna sit down and do a little bit of kind of preparation for edits. So I'm gonna be in my project notebook. Since I have one for every project, each project I have, I do all the concept and planning and character profiles and everything, and my initial outline in a notebook, and then I keep the same notebook for every project all throughout, like the different rounds of beta feedback and any just random thoughts that I have throughout. So I'm going to sit and work in this for a little while. I was going to sit at the table, which would probably be better for my back and overall posture, but it's actually pretty cold today. So I've got the fire on, I've got BookTube in the background and a massive stack of pillows. So I'm going to sit here, I've got my blanket. And yeah, we're just going to brainstorm a few things that I want to keep on the lookout for whilst I go through all my different edit passes of this novel starting from tomorrow. So I'm going to get comfy and make a start on the notes for the things that I remember wanting to improve. It was like 6 months ago, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so I made my notes. It took me about half an hour maybe to get them all down. There's not very much, there's just these 2 pages and this page here at the back. Here we have the notes I made today, which are just general things to improve during editing. So some of them are quite general, like the first one for setting is just give more of a sense of setting to create, a stronger sensory link to different locations to make them feel a bit more real. Then we have some specific things that I want to go through for the characters, like making sure that Taryn and Leander's voices stand out and that they're individual and unique because they each are point of view characters as well. And then just a couple of really general things about chapters and structure, because I know and I knew writing it that there are going to be quite a few chapters that need to be merged together because they're just far too short. And then this page is probably my favorite. It's just a look out for the usual suspects page, which for me is always tense shifts, filter words, unnecessary telling, repeated linking words that weaken the writing, because I use like just, perhaps, really quite a lot, and unintentional info dumping. And then I just wanted to remind myself to generally improve my prose and reminded myself of my process, which is going to be the same as I used for the after library. And that will be to do 2 immediate passes for every chapter until I get to the end, then do a 3rd full pass from start to end, which I call a pinpoint pass, looking for the weaknesses I mentioned above. Take in all the amends, which I'm not going to lie is my least favourite part of the process because it takes ages. It took me about 2 weeks with my previous novel. And then read the entire thing out loud, start to finish, over the course of like a week or 2 or however long it takes. And then I will be done. So I think that's all of my preparation done and dusted. I feel like there's something I've forgotten to do, you know, when you get that feeling where you're just not sure, but you're almost certain you're forgetting something, because it can't be this calm and simple on the run up to a massive edit of a first draft that you haven't seen for 6 months. But I'm pretty sure I've done everything. I have all my stationery equipment. I've made my notes of the general stuff I want to improve. All the rest is just going to come as I read over it, because I haven't done a full read through of the book since I finished draft 1, and I don't do a full read through before I begin. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I'm still excited about it. I'm really looking forward to getting back into these edits and just seeing how this novel comes out at draft 2. So we'll begin tomorrow with going through each chapter with 1 pass and then immediately through again with a 2nd one, because when you're focusing on the stuff that you can see is wrong and want to change immediately, I find that I do miss a lot of stuff. So I tend to now go back and do an immediate 2nd pass, and then I just do that for every chapter up until the end. So that is what we're going to start with. Just a reminder that any footage of me working on this from now until my next check-in, I'm going to be in my pajamas rocking the morning look. So I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and we will make a start on this project. Good morning, guys. It is 6 a.m. on Monday, the 1st of February. I've just rolled out of bed. It's still completely dark outside, as you can see. I can't wait for the mornings to get lighter again. So yeah, I'm here with all of my stuff, ready to make a start on editing this novel. I'm going to begin by having a read through the chapter map and just catching up and making any notes doing that. And then I'm just going to be heading headlong into the full double chapter edit passes. So let's get started. Hello guys, it is light outside now. It is now 8 o'clock almost, and I'm just finished with chapter 1. So for me, that was a really good first day. I've made a lot of notes. There's already sticky notes all over the place, but I'm really happy to get into this now. I'm picking up the story again, remembering what I wanted from it. So yeah, a really good first morning. I think I'm going to now do check-ins maybe every week or every other week and update on my progress. So 1 chapter down, 54 to go. I think it's going to end up being a lot fewer than 55 chapters in the final version, because I know some of them are going to have to be squidged together, but I'll see you guys on the next check-in. Good morning, guys. I am much more awake for this check-in, you'll be glad to know. Today it is currently about 8 o'clock on Monday the 8th of February, and my first week of editing is finished. So over the last week I managed to get including this morning, I've managed to get 10 chapters edited. I'm not sure if that was more or less than I was expecting, but I'm glad that they're done. It's been really great getting back into this story and just kind of realizing and remembering what I wanted from it and trying to make it, trying to increase the quality so that I can dig out the story as it is from my messy first draft. So yeah, it's going really well. As you can see at the back there, I still have a massive wad to go. I've edited, I think, 43 pages so far. So yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. So, progress has been made. It is now Saturday, the 20th of February, which means I'm at the end of my 3rd week of edits, and I met my goal, which was to, at the end of this week, be at the halfway mark of editing. So I got to chapter 27 yesterday. This is what I've edited so far, and this is what I have yet to edit. So it is literally about halfway through. Still got a long way to go, that's for sure, but I'm feeling good about what I've managed to get done so far. Now, I don't usually write at the weekend, but this weekend, because I'm enjoying myself so much, yes, I do enjoy editing. Call me a sadist if you want. But because I've been enjoying the project and I'd really like to get this out to betas, hopefully at the start of or by the end of April, I'm going to put in some extra rare weekend work. What I would usually do, and what I really miss doing, is going to a cafe, just packing up my manuscript and taking it to a cafe in the city and just sitting there for 4 or 5 hours, treat myself to some lunch and a bit of cake and just sit there and really focus and work. Obviously we can't do that given the current global pandemic situation, but hopefully by the end of this year, we might be in a situation where we can start doing that again. I'll be editing a different project by then, probably. But yeah, I used to really like working in cafes. I would just be able to sit there and the noise and the atmosphere around would make me focus a lot more. So I'm gonna do some work today. Saber's helping me by keeping watch out of the window. And will probably be lying all across my papers, as she does on occasion. So I'm going to do a couple of hours work today, just a few chapters, I think, just to get ahead a little bit. So yeah, let's get on with a bit of work. Let's go. So I managed to get 3 chapters edited, which puts me now at chapter 30. So it's currently 11:15, and this is what I like about being a morning productivity person, because I got up at 5:45. I've uploaded footage for 5 videos for the channel, edited a whole video for the channel, and have edited 3 chapters of my book, and it's not even lunchtime. So I now have like the entire day to relax and do whatever I want. It's been kind of weird. There's like such a variation in the amount of edits that are needed in each chapter. So like chapter 28 needed quite substantial edits, but then chapter 29 there was like hardly any changes. And it's really bizarre, but also kind of cool. I guess it means I can see where I was having better writing days and worse ones. I think the next time I'm gonna check in will probably be when I've finished all my first initial edit passes and I move on to the next stage of the process. As for what I'm gonna do for the rest of today, since I have all day left, I currently have the pleasure of beta reading for my friend Fran Wright, who you can find on Instagram. And I get to have a look at her fantasy novel and give feedback on that. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about 15 chapters in and cannot wait to read the rest. So probably a bit of reading, and I might log into my Animal Crossing file, but I'm not sure what I'm going to find because I haven't been on there since probably November. So if all of the animals and residents haven't burned the island down, I suppose I should go and pick all of the weeds and see what's going on there. So I'll check in with you guys later. I hope all your projects are going well. And yeah, I'll see you then. Bye. Hello, it is check-in time. Today is Saturday, the 6th of March, and it's about 9 a.m. And as of yesterday morning at around 7:30 a.m., I have finished the first initial passes of edits on my novel. It's a massive chunk of paper, I'm not gonna lie, but it took me 5 weeks to go through and do 2 edit passes on each of the chapters in here. There are 55 chapters. As I discovered as I was going through, some of them are really small, mighty 2-page chapters. So I think by the time I've taken the edits in, I will have lost about 6 or 7 chapters just due to the merging. It feels really good to be finished. However, as of Monday, I'm going to have what is my least favorite part of the editing process, and that is taking in all of these markups into the digital version of the draft. I'm hoping that I can get it done in 2 weeks. I think I'm going to be doing it in the mornings. I'll bring down my keyboard because it's just easier on my wrists to do it that way. I'm going to start that on Monday morning first thing, and I'm really going to try and get that finished in the space of 2 weeks. Now, there's been a little change of plan because after I finished these initial double edit passes on the chapters, I was going to go through and do another entire pass that I call a pinpoint pass. And what I usually do in a pinpoint pass is I go through and look specifically for things that I know are my writing weaknesses. So for me, that's using way too many filter words, filler words, just repeating lots of useless words like really, just, perhaps, maybe, all that kind of stuff. But I decided that because I really want to query this book next year sometime, my priority at the moment is trying to get it out to beta readers, and originally I wanted to do that by April 1st. If I did the pinpoint pass now, I don't think I would be able to meet that deadline, and I really don't want to delay it because I leave my novels with readers for 3 months as a beta reading window. Now that is a long window, but during that time I get the time I need away from the project so that I can properly receive and analyze feedback, but also because I have 2 projects going at any one time. So while this is off with beta readers, I'm going to be writing draft 1 of a new project, which is a fantasy novella. So yeah, I decided to move the pinpoint pass because me going through and picking up on lots of tiny little things, I think will be more beneficial to do as part of a line edit after I've taken in beta reader feedback, because otherwise I may just be editing things that are going to change anyway. And having realized this, I decided to just shuffle my process around a little bit and move that onwards a bit. So yeah, on Monday I'm going to start taking these edits in, and then if I get that done in 2 weeks, I'm going to have a week then to just have a final read through. I'm going to read it out loud myself, chapter by chapter. This is a really useful way to just kind of pick up any last minute things that you want to tweak. And it's really good to hear it out loud because you can tell then which parts of the book may need a little more work. I'm going to get in contact with potential beta readers over the next week and just let them know my reading window, whether they're available, whether they're willing to do it, and the length of the book, etc. Since I've finished these edits until Monday, I think I'm going to wrap up in this corner. I always sit in the corner of sofas and I always have my feet up, but I'm going to sit in this corner, wrap up in a blanket and continue reading, maybe for a couple of hours before my partner gets up. I've got BookTube on in the background. I'm currently reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and when I've finished with that, because there's not much left to go, I'm thinking of starting either Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon Maguire or House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. So yeah, I'll check in again when I've started taking in the edits on these, and I'll get some footage of me doing that and my setup. And then I think after I've taken in the edits, that's where I'm probably going to end the vlog. So I'll talk a little bit more about how I think this experience went. I'll see you at the next check-in. Hi guys, I did it. I finished my edits. Woo. Context. It is Saturday, the 20th of March, and on Thursday morning, sorry, I don't really know what day it is at the moment, but on Thursday morning, I finished taking in my edits on this novel. So that was really great. I had 2 mornings where I was just in this really weird but amazing kind of focus mode, and I took in like 40 pages of edits both mornings, and that kind of pushed me through to the end of the book. So I think it was Thursday or Wednesday morning I actually finished that. So it took me a week and a half, I think, to take in 224 pages worth of edits, and that's all done. So for yesterday and tomorrow morning and all the mornings next week, I'm going to be reading the entire book out loud, start to finish, and just making some final little tweaks here and there. And then hopefully on the 31st of March, it is going to be ready to send off to beta readers. I've already got 3 confirmed, and 1 more I'm waiting on an answer for. I usually try and do between 4 and 6 people in the first round, and then between 2 and 4 people in the second round as well, which comes after I've taken in the suggestions from the first round of beta readers. But I'm really excited to, be near the end of draft 1 edits on yet another novel. I don't really know how, it's hard to gauge how much work is going to come from the feedback, because with my last novel, the biggest edit for me came after the beta readers looked at it. But with the novella I finished in January, there were hardly any suggestions, and I don't think I'm going to be lucky enough for that to happen twice in a row. But all being well, I should be back to editing this after having a look at the beta feedback in, well, let's see, it's going to be on beta read for April, May and June. Don't you dare knock that over. I've been recording some other videos today and Shiva's already knocked the camera over once, so trying to avoid a repeat. Yeah, so this novel's going to be out on beta read for April, May and June. So in July, on July the 1st, I will be picking it up again, reading through all the feedback, feeling how I need to feel about whatever is said, and then cracking on with draft 2 edits, as it will be at that point. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I reckon it's going to take me 2 to 3 months to take in beta feedback. It really depends on what comes back, what needs fixing, do I need to add things, rework the entire thing from the ground up. We will see. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, the 31st of March today, and I am just set up, ready. It's about 6:15 in the morning, and I'm just getting ready to send the completed draft 2 of this project out to beta readers. I had a bit of time off work last week, and I put in some extra sets of a couple of hours at a time just working on the final read through of the book. I did quite a lot on Sunday evening, and then on Monday I finished the last 5 chapter read throughs and prepared everything for betas, which I was expecting to have to do yesterday, but because I had a cover letter ready from the last time I sent out a book and the questions that I want to ask my beta readers are pretty much the same, it actually didn't take very long. So I was all done and dusted on Monday, but I didn't want to send it out too early before the reading window starts for the readers who've kindly agreed. So I have had very kindly 4 volunteers who are also writers themselves to read through this project. I think I did say earlier in the vlog that I've given a 3-month reading window. It starts on the 1st of April and it finishes on the 31st of June. 30th of June? 30th of June. And it finishes on the 30th of June. And that, of course, gives me 3 months to work on other things and get some good distance from the project, which I find I always need more distance when it comes to a break where I'm going to get feedback at the end of it, so that I can be much more accepting of criticism and much more sensible in how I work through it. So I'd be curious to know if when you guys send things out on beta read, do you send any kind of cover sheet? Because it's something that I've been doing for a couple of projects now, but sometimes I speak to other writers and they've never heard of someone doing it or never thought of doing it. So I usually do a cover letter almost. I know that sounds quite formal, but I usually do a cover letter where, I thank them for their time. I let them know what the reading window is. I let them know what format I'd like them to send their feedback back in. But I also usually do a list of questions to help them target their feedback, which is something I can't imagine not doing. I can't imagine just handing a book to someone and saying, here you go, let me know what you think, because then the feedback that you get back won't necessarily pick up the things that you are concerned about yourself. So I saved a copy of the PDF for each beta reader with their names on the end, and so I usually would have emailed, but because every single one of my lovely beta readers are on Discord, because I met them through the writing Discord that I talk about in my videos a lot, which is called Writer's Block, all 4 of them are friends I've made on that server. So I'm just going to get the files ready now and then just fling them into the personal direct messages of the people who have kindly volunteered to do it. So yeah, let's take this final step. Let's go. And that's it. It's gone, it's been sent. There's nothing I can do about it now. It's in the hands of the readers. I am a little bit nervous, but now that this is like the third time I've done this with a project, I don't feel as nervous as I used to sending it out. I think because I've learned that there is a chance that not everyone is going to like what you write, and that when feedback is returned, you don't have to like 100%, you don't have to take in every single piece of feedback that comes back. I think I'm just a bit more relaxed about it now, because I can, now that I've sent it out, I can just put it out of my mind for pretty much 3 months, because I don't look at any of the feedback until it's all been returned and until the date I said the reading window ends on has come. So even if I get all the feedback back after 2 months, I still won't look at it until the 1st of July. That's when I'm going to start editing based on that feedback and going through it all. Yeah, I feel a bit free now. I can start prepping to work on my other project tomorrow. Or just, I could, even if I wanted to, take a couple of days. I probably won't. I like to just dive straight into new projects when I know I'm starting one and I'm really excited about the next one, which I think, I don't know, I might vlog writing this next project, because I've really enjoyed the process of editing and recording the process as well, and like talking through certain bits of it. I feel pretty good about how the first edit went. I feel like this book is a bit more mature than my first book, and I think eventually, probably this time next year, when I end up hopefully querying it if it's ready and it doesn't come back from beta readers as being a complete disaster, I should be querying it next year. I think it has a little bit of a better chance than my first book did at maybe, you know, doing just a little bit better with agents, but we'll see. I know it takes a long time in a lot of books to get the attention of agents. So thank you all if you're still here for sharing this journey of editing draft 1 of a fantasy novel with me. I've really enjoyed it, actually. I'd love to do more vlogs on the channel, so watch this space. And yeah, I guess for the rest of this morning, since it's only 6:30, I'm just going to chill, do a bit more masterclass, maybe do some reading. I'm currently reading the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. I'm still on book 1 and I'm really enjoying it. I am done for now. Edits out of the way, out with beta readers, and I'm going to dive straight into a brand new fantasy project. So how are all your projects doing? What's your editing process? Do you use beta readers? Tell me about how you write, how you edit, and how you get opinions on the work you've done. And yeah, I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. You'll be glad to know you won't have to see me in my dressing gown for another few videos. But thanks so much for joining me on this journey, and I will speak to you all guys soon in other videos. Bye.